Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host, Konrad. And yeah, so welcome back. This is my TradingView account, as you might already know. My latest posts, as usual, have been around Bitcoin, and these two I want to mention. You can see right here we have scenario B and A, which were the most likely to happen in my opinion. Basically A said a push to 9k resistance, then most likely to arrive. The consolidation now is rather bullish, under 10k, so that could be a possibility. The rising wedge though would be a more concerning scenario, and that's mentioned in B, where we could break this upward support line and then come to the downside and retest at the 200-day EMA. But basically both scenarios in the long run are predicting a break of this downward trend line of this channel to then find support on the 200 EMA or on a 200 moving average. So on a daily time frame, of course. So that's what I said in this post. Also, we had an ascending triangle that played out. I mean, I wouldn't say badly, but well, firstly, on scenario A got confirmed with a break of this upward channel line of this rising wedge, but didn't see follow through, and that's what I also and that's one of the key points which would have which was needed to actually see this follow through to 11k. Well, that didn't happen, of course, and yeah, we're now down again, quite some percentage points. And yeah, right here I also said what I posted in the latest video, but we broke the ascending triangle on daily, so that was the most likely scenario in my opinion. Well, we didn't reach over 10,300, and that's what I'm going to look into now. So yeah, check me out. And so let's go into this chart right here. You can see still my posts around here. I'm just going to delete these. So okay, save them up. Go to the daily chart. So okay, they're still around. Whatever. So we broke this ascending triangle on the other side, but we now fell below it. So that's not too bullish. This is a green 6, still could turn into a green and into a red one the next candle. It very much depends how this closes and where the next candle starts. We still have over 5 hours to go on the 12-hour chart, and that's actually rather interesting. We got a 9, we held, we got an aggressive 13, which then signaled not a short entry, but some concern at least. So we got that, and we saw then a huge candle to the downside with nice volume, actually, at least not too bad. The 4-hour gave a 9 a few candles before, so we almost got a 12-hour 9 and a 4-hour 9 on the same at the same time. But what's actually interesting is that on Ethereum, well, we of course got a 12-hour 9, but what's more interesting, and that's just in comparison to how these 9s can play out on ETH BTC. We had 9 here on the top on 12-hour and on daily. So that was very nice, and we have to see where this closes. For now, this actually doesn't look too bad. with this bounce off of this low actually reaching below it, but didn't see follow through. So we have to wait and see where this ends. Ethereum actually now isn't looking too bad compared to Bitcoin, because it didn't pull back as much. So that's interesting, and one thing we have to keep an eye out. This rising wedge, I don't know if it will be of importance. I'm just going to keep it, but this consolidation right here doesn't look too bullish. We shortly bounced. Maybe we had the potential to form an ascending triangle right here on the 50-minute time frame. We broke above, but it didn't manage to climb higher. So this is a consolidation after a downward move, and this actually would signal more downside before a bounce. So you could say that we could actually touch this channel line right here, and then you could look for entries. Would I take this trade? Well, that's a very good question, since I'm actually looking for this channel to break. Maybe I will take a small position and see where this will end. We could see price breaking lower to this channel line, finding support, and then coming back up to test support, to test resistance. Maybe even this line aligning with then this support, also with this low, and to then break lower into the 9,000 range. Maybe even breaking this low. At least that would be very nice, because on the weekly you can see the last low is around 9,070-ish, yeah, like 9,070 about. So if we would break that, we would then have a weekly higher low. Of course, if price bounces from there, but that would be rather likely, in my opinion. I'm now doubting that this TI sequential countdown will see a follow through, and I think we will turn into a red 9, a red 1 the next day, or at least sometime in the next 2 days. This is an engulfing bearish candle after a not too bad bullish move. So I would look for the downside and maybe then bounce. But the daily higher lows are still intact and are until we see a break of 9,070, and the 4-hour higher lows are still intact, but on the verge of breaking, with a break of 9,654. That would then confirm a trend change on a 4-hour, and we will then look at it at a 12-hour and at the daily. But the daily is still signaling, well, you could argue that this is a higher low with a retest of resistance. I wouldn't say that. You can see how it's a lower low compared to the prior few candles, so that would signal a higher low. But I don't see that. Based on experience and chart patterns, I wouldn't say that that's a higher low. I will still look at for 9,070. Maybe break this just a minor to then touch the 200-day here on the daily chart to bounce off of, and see then rather sharp follow through to the upside and retest the prior high and the swing high of 9,000 of 10,300. So yeah, of course this would be rather perfect scenario and entry point here on a 2-day moving average. I think many people are looking out for this to be retested, since it hasn't, and on other altcoins it was retested. So that's actually a sign that this could be rather likely, actually. So yeah, and as I mentioned, of course, I also want this ascending channel to break, because the further we stay in it, the longer, I mean, the more severe the break could be. If this actually bounces and keeps the 4-hour higher lows intact, and we see follow through to again 10,200, then I would expect price to climb higher and break 10,300, and to see scenario A play out and retest 11,000. I don't think that's too likely currently. We are also at our setup trend line. We touched it many times, then managed to close below it on a 4-hour chart. So if we manage to break this setup trend line to the downside, then this will also confirm the 4-hour trend change, most likely with a break of 9,650. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything to add to this? Moving averages on daily, you can see the 21 daily is coming up. I don't think it will be of much support. 200 days still most important. Daily 100, yeah, 50. Maybe if this plays out long enough, and we see like maybe 2 weeks maximum, in my opinion, but maybe if we get like 8-9 days of consolidation, then we could see that this moving average climb higher and actually break the 200-day moving average, or at least touch, or what would be also rather perfect is if the 50-day comes up aligning with the 200-day, the price tests the 200-day and the 50. The 50 then crosses on the next day to the 200-day, and that will be a golden cross of the 50 and 200, which would signal strong upside. You can see what happened the last time. Well, yeah, we shortly dipped below, but basically it gave strong bullish signals to the upside. Maybe if we can scroll back, can we see it? Can we see anything? Well, right here, rather bullish, of course, very exponential bull run of these two crossing. Actually, here topped the high. So yeah, not too one-sided. So yeah, but still, it would be a golden cross of the moving averages. We also have had a 100-day and 50-day golden cross. So if this manages to even climb higher, then that would be, of course, a strong bullish signal. So yeah, RSI, as I mentioned, is now falling, rolling over. The BitMEX funding rate is still going strong, with bulls paying, actually almost reaching a max, even though we are rolling over on Bitcoin. So that's interesting. Still, most people are long. And yeah, what I also wanted to mention is the Bitcoin dominance chart. We had a 9 daily. I mean, on a daily the prior day, the day before. We had a 9 2 days on 3 day, but we, oh no, actually not. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is a green, a red 3 going below a red 2, so that's still rather bearish. What could happen is that it finds support on this 21 monthly moving average around 60. 60 also, of course, would be a psychological support level and was resistance in the past. So we could look for a bounce around 60, maybe still roll over until then. We would most likely also reach 43 by that time, and that would align with prior resistance on the RSI. That's also not too bad. We are getting quite oversold on a weekly. I mean, I wouldn't say that is too concerning, because it will signal bounce, but it's not signaling Bitcoin's strength compared to other markets, of course. Yeah, so 6260 will be an important area for Bitcoin dominance. We are currently holding on 50 weekly moving average. I think it will break, but you can see also the setup trend line around 50, 59 will also most likely keep price up. Also the weekly 200-day, so much support incoming for price around the 60 level. I don't know if these 9s will be of importance in the Bitcoin chart, but we are still grinding down. RSI is getting very oversold, even in the teens right now. So that's, well, it could signal a bounce. Maybe altcoins will drop hard in the next few days. Ethereum definitely has some past resistance and support to retest around 197. So maybe Ethereum drops harder than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance chart can see bounce incoming. Okay, I think I'll keep it at that. Rather informative, actually. Think that played out not too bad, this video. I mean, and yeah, check me out on YouTube, of course. That's me, still dumb. Is there anything to add? I mean, yeah, subscribe. You can see any of the links, social media, are down below in the description. And also follow me on Instagram at EnlightenedTrading, at @enlightened_trading_, and leave a like and follow me. Yeah. So I think that's it. Keep it cool. Stay calm. I will wait and see how this plays out, and yeah, would like to see Bitcoin actually roll over, break this channel line, and buy the shit out of Bitcoin as it drops lower. At least that's what I'm looking for, with a weekly higher low. A weekly higher low. That would be a perfect scenario, and a place to buy a lot of Bitcoin. Okay, see you guys and girls, you people, back next time. Have a great weekend. Oh, have a great start into a week, I meant. Bye.